Hey, so today I thought I'd show you a little bit about how I glaze and decorate these little porcelain pots that I threw yesterday. I really enjoy using this Amico velvet underglaze in teal blue at the moment. I use a little bit of water sprayed in now and then to keep it nice and thin so I get to see the brush strokes. So mix it in a little bit and then just roll the brush against the side of the pot just to get the brush shape right and to load the brush with underglaze in the way that I like. I find that if there's too much underglaze on the brush you can't get a good neat line, so I always keep a sponge nearby to clean the brush off with. So there you can see I'm just rolling it in the dots on the side to get the right amount. So I'm just making sure the surface is nice and clean and neat and ready to be painted. I should say that these were thrown 2 days ago and trimmed yesterday, so today they're just about the right consistency to be underglazing now. The underglaze will be fired on in the bisque firing. I just find that the result is better doing it this way. It also means that I can sgraffito onto the surface and it works really well. So I start by painting in a circle where the face is going to be, and I'm going to leave a gap between the circle and the vines that I'm adding because I'm going to add gold luster petals once she's been glaze fired. When I'm adding these vines I like to just frame the goddess face but then kind of add others where I feel that they would look good and where they kind of flow along with the pot. So I try not to worry too much because by the time that all the leaves are on there it kind of will usually work itself out. So try to leave a few spaces and fill up other spaces so you get that contrast. Now I'm going to start painting the leaves. I've sped up the video here because this does just take quite a long time. It's something I really enjoy, so it's always a pleasure, but it does take a little while. I think if you can find a pattern that you like doing and becomes a bit of a meditation for you, then you know you're onto a winner because you'll never get bored doing it. So you can see each leaf usually consists of just 2 brush strokes, and I find that doing it this way, hopefully you'll see some of those brush strokes when it's finished, and it will they overlap in the middle, so that kind of looks like the middle line that you get on a leaf, which I think is really nice. It's also really important that you load the brush properly with underglaze because if it's too thick you won't get those nice pointy ends. I've also recently come to realise the value of having a proper brush, a good brush. I think I got these from Mako, so they have actually been designed to use with glazes, and I used to think, oh, you know, what's the difference? It's just a brush, but actually I find that I get much better results when I'm using kind of a good quality brush like this one. So yeah, who knew? So the way I paint leaves is start with the tip of the leaf using just the very tip of the brush to get a nice pointy edge, and then as I move through the leaf I'll put more pressure so that the brush spreads out, so that the leaf becomes fatter in the middle, and then as I take the brush away it tapers back into the vine at the end. So I think I give myself rules for things like this, so that kind of the leaves come from the vine on opposite sides at the same place, but sometimes I like to break those rules, and I think that's what makes the piece become a bit more individual and unique, is when the leaves maybe they don't, or like here you can see the leaves are starting to cross over each other, and I'm always a bit worried about doing that, like putting too much on or crossing over the leaves, but actually I think that's where the piece is most interesting. Sometimes it's hard to show it when making videos, but it's quite important to sit comfortably when doing something like this, so that your arms are resting comfortably and your body feels comfortable, and that will help you to create the best work that you can. So I've actually here now I'm sitting a bit more comfortably with my legs up and my arms resting on my legs. it's time to use my diamond core tools to scratch into the underglaze and create the face of my little goddess. So here I am just using those, brushing away any dust and crumbs that is created using just that soft brush there, just to keep the area clean and so that I can see what I'm doing a bit better. I've only got 2 different diamond core tools. Once again, I was concerned that actually, you know, will they be worth it, because they do cost a little bit, but so far I've actually found them to be really useful and they work really well, so it's kind of good. So there we go, that's this morning's work. I've glazed these and they're ready to dry out before their first firing.